Bon fête ma, happy birthday to the Divine Mother. So this is 21st February. We know it is the Divine Mother's birthday today. So it is our opportunity to express a deep gratitude towards the Divine Mother. At least we can say Bon fête Mother, happy birthday. So this is the great day so far the spiritual world is concerned. So far the spiritualism is concerned, because we know Mother is the great incarnation, the supramental incarnation. So this is the occasion, at least we will express our gratitude, and we will tell the Mother a happy birthday. So on this glorious occasion we are going to have a brief discussion on Mother and about her darshan and the darshan day messages, few darshan day messages. So we are going to have a great occasion here really to have that glorious opportunity. So already, as already we have told, this is the great occasion of our birthday, and we'll at least know this is a birthday for is a great day for us. So far, this spiritualism is concerned, at least for the integral yogic pursuers who are pursuing the integral yogic process method, the path. They know this birthday holds a great significance for us, and moreover, this is the birthday of the Divine Mother, Stima. So, Mira Alphasa. So, this is the great day for us. Today, we are going to celebrate. And here we are having the occasion, real occasion. We'll try to analyze the how this great occasion we are being celebrated after Mother comes and arrives at the ashram in a glorious manner. We are having the great opportunity to celebrate the birthday of the Divine Mother. On every occasion on the darshan day we are having few messages on this occasion, so at least we will start from that messages of 19 to 218 and 220, that is we have chosen because all the birthday messages can be analyzed here. We have chosen couple of messages initially. On 21st February 2018, Mother Sri Aurobindo had a great message for the Mother. That was the prayer for a disciple. Here Sri Aurobindo quotes, gives the message: Mother, be with me now and always. Be with me now and always. Envelop me with your presence. Be with me now and always. Envelop me with your presence. Raise and purify me with your touch. And again, inhabit me with your living image. Four great things have been expressed here in the single sentence. Mother, be with me now and always. Second, envelop me with your presence. Third, raise and purify me with your touch, inhabit me with your living image. Again, about the process of transformation, Sri Aurobindo aspires: transform all dullness and darkness into bright and perfect faith. Transform, initially, number one. So, dullness and all darkness and dullness into bright and perfect faith. So I will quote it: dullness and darkness must be transformed into bright and perfect faith. Second, transform all restlessness and agitation into inviolable calm and peace. Third, transform all attachment into a deep and stainless purity. Mother, liberate and change me perfect and your child. It is the major message from Sri Aurobindo. That is that bears a great significance. Really, we can have. I can see this is a great significance. Again, the same way, we are having the great message of 2020 February. So we can see When you have nothing to do, you become restless. Normally, it is our sign. When you have nothing to do, you become restless. You run about, you meet friends, you take a walk. To speak only to the best, I am not referring to the things that are obviously not to be done. Normally we get restless. That's what I'll try to quote it again. When you have nothing to do, you become restless. You run about, you meet your friends, you take a walk. To speak only of the best, I am not referring to things that are obviously not to be done. Instead of that, after getting restless, the things what we are normally doing, whatever, instead of that, sit down quietly before the sky. Sit down quietly before the sky, before the sea, or under the tree, whatever is possible. Mother is Sri Aurobindo, you can see Mother is quoting that way. It is not, nothing is fixed for you. You whatever is possible for you. So I'll try. Instead of getting restless, moving here and there, speaking of something, moving to talking to the friend, like unlike these things, you do this thing. Instead of that, sit down quietly before the sky, before the sea, or under the trees, wherever it is possible. Or try to realize one of these things. One of these things try to realize, to understand why to live, to learn how you must live, to ponder over what you want to do and what should be done, what is the best way of escaping from the ignorance and the falsehood and pain in which you live. So just imagine mothers. It is a great message from the mother that has been given by the Ashram trustee. This message was distributed in 2020. So when somebody gets restless, he normally does the things what normally used to people do, like run about, meeting the friends and taking a walk, speak only, what is the best, like this. But thing is that mother course, instead of doing all these things, you have to do best. You have to do. You sit on the quietly under the sky, before the sea, under the trees, wherever it is possible, and try to realize one of these things. Sitting and being quiet, you just try to realize one of things. And what is that? To understand why to live. That is the cause of living. To understand why to live, to learn how you must live, and to understand why you love, to learn how to live, to ponder over what you want to do, what really you want to do, and what should be done. What is the best way of escaping from the ignorance and the falsehood and the pain? The best way of escaping from the ignorance and falsehood and pain in you, which you live. So just imagine how the great significance, actually, you can find the greater and greatest significance while living the way really. So before going further, we are going to have a glimpse at the what really this mother really represents. Normally, we know this is the 21st February. This is the birthday, great birthday of the great Divine Mother. So 21st February, it is 1878. And before it, nothing is known. After this thing, after her final withdrawal on 17th November 1973, so nothing has been known to the most of the people, because they are living in this confused atmosphere. They are not pondering over a lot of things, but they are not finally getting any concrete theme. Just imagine. Mother quotes, in the beginning, whenever and wherever there was possibility of manifesting a ray of consciousness, I was there. Just imagine. In the beginning, not only here, in the beginning, you can go back to the time, eternal, time immemorial. Nothing has been fixed when it started, when it began, because it is a great going back to the time immemorial, time of the past, time eternal. So Mother quotes, in the beginning, whenever and wherever also, both way, there was possibility of manifesting a ray of consciousness, I was there. Just imagine how it is. And Mother quotes, I am here till the last man is transformed. After 1973, 17th of November, nobody knows. Actually, we people who are in this sect or who are following the integral process, and of course we are here who love the mother, who are turning to the mother. They can say, okay, mother is the here. There is a feeling, great feeling is there, great realization is there, or some at least some faith is there. Faith, trust, confidence, attitude, it is there because you are following the integral yogic process. But for others, nothing is there. And mother quotes, I am here till the last man is transformed. Here, I am here. And and just imagine, I am permanently in the charge of the supramental manifestation. That's what the mother's message. I am here permanently in the process of supramental transformation. So just imagine how the mother works and where is he. And here we can find few lines on mother. What really the mother is the consciousness and force of the supreme. Consciousness and force of the divine. That's what we have known. It is through mother that all things are attained. So just imagine, this yoga can be done only by surrendering to the Supreme Mother. There is no other go. The path of the yoga path is not desert, and nor you are alone, since the Mother is with you. And you can remember the power that mediates between the sanction and the call is the presence and power of the Supreme Mother. That's what we have gone. The soul goes to the Mother Soul in all, and all its desires and troubles, and the Divine Mother wishes that it should be so. Soul goes to the mother soul with all its desires and troubles. That's what having it faces whatever the experiences it taking. The soul goes to the mother self soul, and here the divine mother wants it, wishes that should be, so that if the soul is going to the supreme soul, mother soul, and with all its troubles and disappears, and mother, what the divine mother will do, I see if it happens so that she may pour out her heart of love. That's what can be poured down by the Supreme Mother. So those are the mother's children closest to her, who are open to her, close to her in her inner being, one with her will, and those who can then who come bodily near to us. So mother course, you may stay with me, but your consciousness is away from me, and on the other part you are staying away and your consciousness is with me. So the second is better, means wherever you stay, whatever you do, you must be consciously tagged to me, tied to me. That is the best condition. The mother has many different personalities, and her appearance varies according to as one or another of the dominants. You predominates. You have seen. She is the Supreme Mother. Infinity was her one natural home. Infinity, out of the infinitudes all came to her. Into the infinitude sentient she spread. Out of the infinitudes all came to her, and into the infinitude sentient her spirit prayed, because infinity was her own natural home. Again, Sri Aurobindo has quoted a prodigal of her rich divinity, divine mother. So again, we can find so many terms on the mother quotes. I am a deputy of the aspiring world. I am a deputy of the aspiring world. My spirit's liberty I ask for all. So, Mother Sri in the quotes, the mother's grace comes down by the mother's will. The Purusha can accept or reject the grace, but with her will, that only her grace comes. And the grace of the Divine Mother is the sanction of the Supreme. The grace of the Divine Mother is the sanction of the Supreme. Now or tomorrow, its effect is sure, a thing decreed, inevitable and irresistible. There again, those who are not straightforward can't get profit by the mother's help, for they themselves turn it away. So later we find the white light is the mother's light, and is always around her. White light is the mother's light and always around her. So later we can find the mother has not only one appearance, but many different image, different many at different times. So you can imagine transcendent is the one aspect of the mother. So that time we can find a few lines on the next page, that is going while going to the how this darshan was being held, because in many ways we have discussed a lot of things. Now we are going to quote Amidhar. That is the great thing, great disciple. We are having the quote how this balcony darshan was going on, and the second piece, because he has clearly described in his own writings, collaboration, volume 39. So page 15, he has written clearly how this darshan was going on, and about her five looks. So we'll try to quote it beautifully. Between 1956 and 1962. That's what the time you can see he writes. The specifically he writes, between 1956 and 1962, I had the privilege of having mother's balcony darshan. Mother was giving the balcony darshan that time. So that time, that balcony darshan experience, Amidar is expressing of a brief period from 1956 to 1962. On numerous occasions, not once or twice, numerous occasions, he had the glaring opportunity of attending this one. I used to stand almost always in the second row. So that time, that roads which were arranged successfully for the mother's balcony darshan, mother was standing and giving darshan on the balcony. That time these disciples, they were standing on the ground in actually three lines, two or three lines. There were he quotes 25 to 30 persons in the first two or three rows. 25 to 30 in the first two or three rows expresses who were the presentees there. K.D. Setna, Tara Johar, Dr. Sanyal, Ganguram, and Ganguram, a polio affected boy, and many others whose names I don't remember. They were standing in the first or second line, where usually in the first two rows, I will give a glimpse of the balcony darshan from 1958-59. That occasion he remembers, as I remember, to make my point. So three rows, quotes some names like Tara Johar, K.D. Setna, Dr. Sanyal, Ganguram, like these were the great disciples. They were standing on the first or second line. So again, mother usually, about her five looks, we see the mother usually appeared on the balcony suddenly. Mother usually appeared on the balcony suddenly, almost always between 6 to 6:30 a.m. Almost in the morning, 6 to 6:30. After coming to the balcony, she would first look and smile at those who in the first front line with mother's rosy-eyed smile. Just imagine, he remembers it gloriously. So I'll try to quote. By 6 to 6:30, he see mother will appear there. After coming to the balcony, she would first look and smile. Two things were simultaneously occurring. First, she would look and smile at those who are in the first line with mother's rosy-eyed smile. This is usually it was happening. This is then she poured her love on each time. Each time with each glance, she poured her love each time. Then she would glance for the second time. After the first look comes the second time, looking into the eyes of each of the thousand present, thousands, the attendance was in thousands. She would pour love on each one in the first. Then at the second time, so she would look into the eyes of the thousands present. Then comes the third time. She would look at the horizon as if blessing those who were not physically present. Looking at the horizon as if he is blessing those who were not physically present. Then for the fourth time, she had a look at everyone. And finally, the fifth round, towards the frontliner who are standing in the front line. This to me was as if the mother of the universe was taking up the work for the day and blessing and inviting us to follow her, and then would throw and almost an unseen glance towards the horizon. Just imagine how the five looks were working. First look, we can remember those in the front line pouring the love. Second, looking towards the thousand, they were present. Third, look at the horizons as if the blessings who were not physically present. Fourth time, looking at everyone. And finally, but at the fifth time, towards the front liners. So it was as if his universe, the mother of universe, was taking up the work for a day and blessing and inviting us to follow her, and would throw an almost unseen glance towards the horizon, the significance of which is difficult to decipher. So then his mother, this description, it goes little bit ahead. A person in the first row probably could not see that, and she approached the balcony. The mother would first looked towards the sky. Later she revealed that at first she looked at the gods assembled for her darshan. Because not they were not physically present, looking at the horizon as if they were waiting for that darshan of the gracious and beautiful mother. Again, there was something special about Darshans from 1956 to 1959. That's what he tries to explain. The mother would appear, and after second look, you have seen that the second time looking towards the thousands present. After the second look, she seemed to twirl and throw a lasso of consciousness, force invitation into the hearts of sadhakas to lift their psychic up. That is the feeling. This is the feeling he was expressing. Second look, looking at the thousands, as if she is trying to lift up their psychic wings. We had to keep ourselves open with the psychic in front. That is a great occasion. Now itself the scenario is changing. People are, honestly speaking, people are getting tired. They keep waiting behind the balcony road ashram, that the balcony for balcony darshan throughout the night. They may not be sleeping, awaiting like anything. So sometimes you can feeling somebody will be sleeping near the darshan, while early morning you will be reaching the balcony. So sometimes they will be sleeping, looking people with a sleepy eyes. Somebody will be snoring. Like this, the things will be going on. But there, that time it will be happening. It will be as if that for this darshan, people who were actually gathering around, they were feeling like their psychic is in front, ready to be picked and lifted up and follow the mother's subtle form gliding away, ready to follow, to be lifted up and to be picked, so that plane after plane towards the highest plane of consciousness. Then, after a few minutes, what happens? The mother's gaze would turn towards the center of the sky. After having the second look, then her glance would turn towards the center of the sky. I always felt I had left my body and was flying behind the mother with Sri Aurobindo beckoning somewhere. That is what is feeling, as if I am coming out of the body and following the mother, and Sri Aurobindo is beckoning there, beckoning somewhere. Though his iridescent silhouette was not clear, I would see my body as if it had no soul, because the soul is lifted to move towards the Supreme Soul. Even the mother's body seemed inert. We traveled far for a long time. I felt as if I was walking in the very supramental red golden dust laden countries and the shores. The description we have shown, how that description is that is simply uncomparable, incredible. I felt as if I was walking in the very supramental red golden dust laden countries and the shores. Ultimately, the long samadhi type concentration would end. This darshan will be over, because by 6:30 mother has to wind up and she has to go. And the mother's gaze and the consciousness would come back. She would, after this concentration, mother's gaze and consciousness would come back. She would look to see how we had fared. And that she would give a sweet, special golden rose smile, and withdrew. So that was the great experience that was experienced by Amidar, that from his own writings we have quoted here. Now, probably this is the time for us to go and describe few lines on the darshan. Especially, we will go for the darshan, 21st message of the very ancient period, initial period. So that is, we are trying to quote 1952 February 21st. Make of us hero warriors we aspire to become. That was the we will start from here. Make up us hero warriors we aspire to become. May we fight successfully the great battle of the future that is to be born. May we fight successfully the great battle of the future that is to burn against the past that seeks to endure. The past that seeks to endure. We want to fight the great battle successfully that is to be of the future that is to be born, so that the new things may manifest and we be ready to receive them. So that was the message of 1952. That message we have seen 1952 message of the February 21st darshan, and this was the by it was given by the mother again. For 1953, that was the message on the same birthday by Sri Aurobindo. Everyone who is turned to the mother is doing my yoga. Great simple thing, straightforward way Sri Aurobindo quoted. Everyone who is turned to the mother is doing my yoga. It is a great mistake to suppose that one can do the Purna yoga or integral yoga. So carry out and fulfill all the sides of the yoga by one's own effort. Very difficult, not at all possible. It is a mistake to think so. No human being can do that. What one has to do is to put oneself in the mother's hands. That is the greatest, because till to now there are two methods, two options were there. One of process of tapasya, and second surrender. Process of tapasya is a difficult process. Nobody knows where he is really reaching, because it depends upon his efficiency and efficacy, of course, his own confidence. But the second is surrender, method of surrender, to be surrendered, to be consecrated to the Supreme Mother. So, mother's hands, to one must give oneself, put oneself in mother's hands, and open oneself to her by service, by bhakti, by aspiration. Three things: by service, by bhakti, or by aspiration. Then the mother, by her light and force, works in him so that the sadhana is done. So, giving by three methods: service, bhakti, and aspiration, for which mother's light and force will come, and this sadhana will be possible. It is a mistake that also to have the ambition to be a big Purna yogi or a supramental being, and ask himself how far I got towards that. That is a mistake. You must not think to be a supramental being. Ask yourself that where I am here, got after towards that, and to become a Purna yogi. So the right attitude is to be devoted. Only the right attitude is to be devoted and given to the mother, to wish to be wherever, whatever she wants you to be. The rest is for the mother to decide and do in her. So that was the message given by Sri Aurobindo. So after this 53 message, we are going a little bit ahead to go for the next darshan message. We are going to have a beautiful message. So that has been given during 1954, 21st February 1954. Very small message, you can know. When you fear death, it has already defeated you. On death and immortality, this is a great and clear conception, clear message from you can have the darshan message. When you fear death, it has already defeated you. That was the 1934 message. Then we can go for the next one. Next one. So in other way, don't fear, don't no wish for death, no will to die, not to be afraid of death. Under all circumstances, one must try to come out of it. So again, we can find the message of the 1955 February 22nd. That is a message from Sri Aurobindo Savitri. Out of the paths of the morning star they came, forerunners of a divine multitude. Faces that wore the immortal's glory still, voices that communed with the thoughts of God. Bodies made beautiful by the Spirit's light. It is the description of the divine man, the divine new man, Superman is coming. The sun-eyed children of a marvelous dawn, the great creators with wide brows of calm. The massive barrier breakers of the world and the wrestlers with destiny in our leash of will. The laborers in the quarries of the gods, the messengers of the incommunicable, the architects of immortality. So, in long way, that was the description, and that has been actually it is continued for the description of Superman, so and so. So later we'll try to omit it a little bit, and next we will go for the next one. Next one, that is actually 1956. That is a message from Sri Aurobindo. For one was there supreme behind the God. That is also the message from Savitri, Sri Aurobindo Savitri, Sri Aurobindo quotes. For one was there supreme behind the God. A mother might brooded upon the world. A consciousness revealed its marvelous fount, transcending all that is, denying none. Imperishable above our fallen heads, he felt a rapturous and unstumbling force. He felt a rapturous and unstumbling force. The undying truth appeared, the ending power of all that here is made and then destroyed. The mother of all godheads and all strengths, who mediatrix binds earth to the supreme. Only the great things, last two lines you can remember like anything, by heart and soul you can remember. The mother of all godheads and all strengths, who mediatrix binds earth to the supreme. That was the message of 1956. So while we are gliding to 1957, we can find the great, of course, Sri Aurobindo's message. Who art thou that comes to bearing the occult name? Wings of regal darkness, eyes of an unborn flame. Like the august uprising of a forgotten sun, out of the caverned midnight, fire tiles of wonder you shone. Just imagine how the great sonnet is there. So, capture the heart renouncing tautness and of passion, worn strings. Always the wide sweetness of free supernal things. That was the message. It was messaged on the 1957 darshan that we have required, we have seen. Then we glide towards the next one, 1958. 1958 February message actually, to celebrate the birth of a transitory body can satisfy some faithful feelings. This is a really touching message. This was message. This message was forwarded by mother, messaged by the mother. 1958 February 21st. To celebrate the birth of a transitory body, one can satisfy some faithful feelings. To celebrate the manifestation of the eternal consciousness can be done at every moment of the universal history. But to celebrate the advent of the new world, the supramental world, is a marvelous and exceptional privilege. So there is a great comparison. Sri Aurobindo quotes in the initial two lines: to celebrate the birth of a transitory body. Birth of a transitory body can satisfy some faithful feelings. Second, to celebrate the manifestation of the eternal consciousness. Manifestation of the eternal consciousness, that celebration can be done at every moment of the universal history. But next, what is the greatest ones here in the mother quotes? But to celebrate the advent of a new world. Advent of a new world, the supramental world, is a marvelous and exceptional privilege. So we are gliding a little bit, we can see how the finally because of this we have got that confines. We will go to the 1959 probably. This last one we are going to discuss right now, because after this message, after this talk, you will be ready to receive the new message of the next one, which is going to be released right now. So 1959, in the mind which is a creator of differential contradictions. In the mind which is a creator of differential contradiction, there is supposed to be a perpetual incompatibility between the transcendent and the cosmic states of the divine. So that difference must be there. Perpetual incompatibility between the transcendent and the cosmic state of divine, as also between the personal and the impersonal, the one and the many. So there will be between the both states of the divine, between personal, impersonal, one and the many, transcendent and cosmic states of the divine. There must be perpetual compatibility. So, the supramental consciousness, on the other hand, does not raise these problems, because here we are in the earth consciousness, differential contradictions. But here, where we are staying in the supramental consciousness, these problems does not rise. For there, the way of experience of the mental ignorance is abolished. Way of the experience of the mental ignorance is abolished, and the basis of all things in that indefeasible unity. Whatever expression is there can't be diminished or contradicted by the unity. So total this contradictory earth, differential contradictions in the earth consciousness and its supramental counterpart is totally different. There is no contradiction, which is essential and not numerical. So, but lives in it and by it, never losing the hold of the supracosmic reality which is to it expresses. So this difference between the supramental and mind, this difference whatever is likely rising there, supramental and mind is difficult to explain fully to the mind, because mind, it has got its limitation, it can't be understood, it can't be explained to mind. For it contradicts the logics of the mind, and of course substitutes a way of knowing which is Swayam Prakash. That's what is contradicted. The logic of the mind and substitutes a way of knowing which is showing prakasa, and rooted in a knowledge a knowledge of identity to which the mental is best can only grasp a thin reflection or a shadow, because entire thing, entire truth, the supreme truth that can't be seen, experienced or felt by the mind, it has got its limitation. Only what it looks, what it finds, that is only a reflection or a shadow. But it makes an immense difference. That's what Sri Aurobindo tries to quote. But it makes an immense difference in the possibilities of the consciousness, a difference which one can only realize not by thought but by experience. So most of the time we are feeling, and of course reading the experience and all that counts a lot of things. So just imagine, this is a great day, really great day. There is no doubt of it. And hearing, going through this great time and the great revelation, at least the touching one. Every darshan day, on the birthday of the mother, we find the great messages, and of course creative messages. And most of the time, if you can realize and explain, understand, these are so many are supramental messages. So while describing at least the touching one, that is has been given 1952 from voices of the mother of might, when we have seen, so we can see, we have found out that great message. We have realized, at least we have realized, we have seen that the message which describes the advent of the supreme, the new race, that it is the really touching one. Few lines we have already quoted, and the rest I will try to explain in brief. And that is also a touching. Into the mortal's fallen sphere they came, carrying the magic word, the mystic fire. These great people, these great beings, they are coming. So the supramental harbinger of the supramental race, the Superman, the divine, new divine personalities, they are coming, carrying the magic word, the mystic fire, carrying the cup of Dionysian joy, approaching eyes of a diviner man, lips chanting an unknown anthem of the soul, feet echoing in the corridors of time. Even as man once came behind the beast, after us there shall come a greater race. So because it is the, it is the early version of Sri Aurobindo Savitri, that was Savitri book 3, but later it has been corrected to some extent, some lines or some words are changed. High priest of wisdom, sweetness, might and bliss. Then what happens? After us, there will come a greater race. High priests of wisdom, sweetness, might, and bliss, and runners upon beauty's sunlit ways, and swimmers of love's laughing fairy flood, and a dancer within rapture's golden doors, whose trades one day shall change the suffering earth and justify the light of nature's face. I tried to read the second page because while you are pursuing the new version of Savitri, you will find few occasions that has been changed to some extent. You can find anyway. It is a great description on this great day. This is the birthday and the bonfire of the Supreme Mother. It is our occasion to express our gratitude. That is the best way. At least we will have a humble prayer, and of course very much our feeling, we must express our feeling, so that this will be the her great divine grace, supreme grace will fall on the earth, on us, and that will lead us and lead the entire world to the supramental manifestation gloriously in a luminous way. Bande Matram.